NTDA Director, no, that's me, the NTDA National Chairman, Mr. Roger Griggs.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is.
No pressure then, Stefan. Now the director. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow NTDA members, industry colleagues, distinguished guests, it is with great pleasure that I also welcome you here tonight. Little did I realize when I joined the wonderful world of Tyres 36 years ago, hard to believe, isn't it? That I would find myself standing before such an illustrious gathering of the industry's finest as chairman of the NTDA. I can't begin to express how proud I am to hold this position as the association enters its 85th year, and more so that I am now helping to shape its future, and if what has been achieved already in the last 12 months is anything to go by, then we have a very exciting future to look forward to. Some of you will recall that this time last year, my fellow executive officers and I were gearing up to interview candidates for the association's new director. Over a period of 2 long days, and in late October, we had made our choice, and Stefan Hay was offered the position, and that's when the real work began. The following month, Peter Gaster, Stephen Callow, Donald Carmichael, and I worked with Stefan to carry out an in-depth strategic review of the association, during which we analysed the external and internal operating environments and the organisation's vision, mission, and its values. We really got down to the detail, looking at stakeholder maps, the association's position in the marketplace, and what we needed to do to ensure going forward it offered genuine, tangible value to its membership. Throughout December, we fine-tuned the results of that review. The end product was a 3-year action-based corporate plan, which Stefan presented to the association's Executive Council in early March. It was unanimously adopted. Being an action-based plan meant we had to get on with it. So we did, and this is what has been achieved to date. We've seen a tremendous increase with the NTDA's online presence and digital footprint, thanks to our new website, dedicated LinkedIn group, and Twitter activity. Raising the association's profile has always led to active engagement and re-engagement with the tyre industry, which in return has led to a surge in companies rejoining and joining the association. We were, for example, delighted to welcome County Tyre Group, including Malvern and King David Tyres, back into the membership. But the list of new names is equally impressive, and I am pleased to see many representatives from some of those new members, such as Infleet Limited, Maritime Cargo Services, Horndean Tyres, Sigmavison Limited, the Parts Alliance Group, Nankang Tyre, and the Constructor Group. They're all here tonight. Thank you very much for joining the association. I know that the NTDA Directorate team in Aylesbury is now inundated with new membership enquiries, and many of those come to us via the new website and social media. If you're not a new member or a member, we would like to join or indeed rejoin the new dynamic NTDA, then why not have a word with Alison or Natasha from the Directorate team tonight, or visit them tomorrow at Tyres. I'm sure after tonight's festivities, they will still be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and delighted to see you. Most importantly, our lobbying activity and work with the government departments has also stepped up a gear. At last year's annual dinner, you'll recall Steve Callow spoke in length about the growing problem of illegal and non-compliant part-worn tyres. Since then, the NTDA membership has contributed to a voluntary levy which has created a fighting fund to support trading standards officers all over the UK to investigate companies selling part-worns, and the results are quite frankly shocking. Senior trading standards officers visited part-worn tyre dealerships and inspected more than 600 tyres and found that 99% were not marked as part-worn, and due to an assortment of and often multiple faults or damage, 222 tyres, or a staggering 36%, could be held to seriously contravene various sections of the motor vehicle tyres safety regulations, including 59 tyres with existing penetrations that were not repaired, many still with objects still embedded in the tyre. 48 tyres with faulty repairs. These were outside the permitted repair area or not plugged or filled correctly. There were 33 tyres with remaining tread depth pattern depths below 2 millimetres. How can this be? There are many more problems I could list tonight, and many of our members continue to report shocking incidents they encounter on a daily basis. But I think I have preached enough to the converted. Suffice to say that the NTDA, together with our industry partner Tyres, and I welcome its chairman Stuart Jackson here tonight, will continue with its fight to eliminate dangerous second-hand tyres, and we are certainly getting the message across in Westminster with MPs such as Tom Watson, who's actively getting behind the cause, and with new promotional materials such as those available on our Bright Tyres stand. I now move on to tyre ageing, and specifically in relation to PSVs. This is another area we have been addressing. Of course, there are many factors that affect tyre ageing, and for many, it is an emotive topic. But we would be remiss as a trade association if we didn't join the debate and endeavour to find a balanced solution, which takes into account the views of all stakeholders. Both Stefan and I, together with many other industry leaders in this room, have been in liaison with Steve Rotherham MP, who introduced a bill to Parliament on the 15th of July this year. Steve was recommending age limits for tyres on buses and coaches in the UK. We will be further debating this in Westminster on the 5th of November. The bill, of course, is a result of the work being undertaken by Francis Malloy, whose son Michael was tragically killed in the A3 coach crash in 2010. I welcome Francis here tonight, who spoke passionately about this situation during Bright Tyres today. Of course, one solution to part-worn and aged tyres is getting them removed from the marketplace altogether. In this regard, the NTDA Tyreback Scheme, launched last year and led by Murfitts Industries, has been a major success story. And since its launch, more than 11 million tyres have been collected, destroyed, turned into reusable materials and recycled into running tracks, artificial soccer and rugby pitches, and other innovative products. And I would urge all NTDA members to get involved with this scheme as soon as possible. And then we have EU tyre labelling. I know representatives from the National Measurement Office, the regulator for EU labelling, are here tonight. And they also presented an update at Bright Tyres today. Well, it's been an interesting year for tyre labelling. Retailers, manufacturers, and others in the UK have spent vast amounts of money, time, and effort to promote the benefits of the labelling to its motorists, who largely are still purchasing on price. Once again, the UK is being a very good European and is progressing the enforcement and compliance side of labelling, but our fellow Europeans appear to be largely ignoring it. Combine that with a plethora of potential new labelling initiatives coming out of the US, Japan, Korea, and other existing schemes, such as Metro in Brazil, and the reported fake and inaccurate labels showing up in the marketplace, and it could be a long time before we see any true consumer understanding or return on that aforementioned investment. Again, the NTDA will continue to work it directly and as a member of the Tyre Industry Federation to represent the interests of its member in relation to labelling. But in my opinion, it could be a very long journey. Another key area of development for the association is our new membership assessment scheme. Yes, I said assessment scheme. We are working with IQ Verify, a UCAS certification body, to develop a new scheme for our members, and I also welcome its Chief Executive, Raymond Clark, here tonight. In developing the scheme, we will be looking at what good looks like in all areas, taking into account industry best practice, existing standards and regulations, and better ways of working. Once the scheme is in place, it will be accredited and inspected by IQ Verify and will be mandatory for full members for their continued membership of the NTDA. We are taking this step to ensure we can point at our members and say with complete confidence they are the best in the industry, and their customers can have that confidence too. Ladies and gentlemen, there is so much more that I could talk about tonight, but I don't want to delay festivities too much longer. So in summary, we're very proud with our progress this year: a raised profile, active lobbying, increase in membership, and much, much more. But we are certainly not complacent. We have been out and about and have visited many of you, including John McNaught, the Managing Director of Griggs Tyres, who has recently announced his retirement. John, I am sure I speak for everyone in the room tonight by wishing you a happy and healthy retirement. It is clear there is still much to do, including the rebuilding of the NTDA's once impressive regions. But as the Highways Agency likes to constantly tell us, we're working on it. Colleagues, 2014 has been an exciting and busy, progressive year for the NTDA. And tonight we celebrate both its achievements and your achievements, especially those of the finalists across the various categories in the Tyre Industry Awards. So please be upstanding and join me in a toast. The tyre industry. May it flourish and prosper.